Now that we have an understanding of software and hardware involved with this, we're going to look at software principles, mainly Camtasia. To introduce this, we have a computer on the network that has Camtasia loaded on it. Now the one thing about Camtasia or any software applications that capture your screen is once you hit record, it magically goes into the background. So if you were ever training another teacher on how to use Camtasia within your school, it would be pretty difficult in the fact that you have to probably have a seminar or have some kind of network involved where you would load Camtasia on that another computer and then remote desktop into it. That's the way I found out how to use it. So that being said, this is another computer. Alright, to launch Camtasia, I can just go File, New Project, and I say New Recording. So what should we focus in on first? And I would say probably the first thing is Waveform. Why Waveform? Well, we're going to have to look at it this way. We need really good audio for students. Audio is, as I said, one of the quintessential standpoints with video capturing. If you don't have good audio, you don't have a good audience. And if you don't have a good mannerism in your voice, you probably don't have a good audience. Students will pick those mannerisms out real quick, but you know what? You have mannerisms at first, and then all of a sudden, students do point those things out, and then you start correcting them and getting better. So, I sucked at first. I still, in my own head, still need improvements in some areas, but over the years, I've gotten a lot better, and that's all that counts. All right. First off, see this bouncing waveform right here. Okay, this indicates how much audio is actually going in. And notice every once in a while it's red capping. See, red capping. That red cap right there is going to be very annoying for the student to listen to. So, on Apple, you can go to System Preferences, go to Sound, go to Input, and you can state the input level on things. Notice the input level here on line in. So right now I have a wireless mic hooked up to it. And this is what it sounds like and looks like as far as the waveform in here. Now the waveform here compared to here is a lot different. See, it's got an extra few points on here. So even though it red caps in Camtasia, doesn't mean it's really red capping. That's the point. So you should always gauge your audio based upon the sound input here rather than here. Okay? And if you do see it's too loud, you could always turn it down a little bit here and cap it. Now, if you have a mixer board, that's another way to do it. That's a really nice way to do it, and you could choke it back using your mixer board. Either or, you just got to make sure that waveform is strong. And so let's take a look at a good waveform real quick. I'm going to hit record. Alright, this is a test of the audio, testing 1, 2, 3. And now what you do is you get a little bit loud on it. So this is a really good test. And then you see how that waveform mixes up. That might be even hot in the microphone I'm using to record this video. So now, being that this is a remote computer, I have to hit stop recording, but to stop recording, usually it's Alt Command 2. Okay, now I can close this out. Technically, this screen I don't want to see anymore, so I can just check this little box, uncheck it, and hit close. Okay, now down below, you can see this waveform. And let's zoom in on this. Notice that it's staying within the technical bounds of this area, okay, between here and here. Once I start capping up into the blue, that's when it starts getting really annoying to listen to. So as long as you're not doing that, you have a good idea of what a waveform should look like. Another thing is, you should be able to play this, and it sounds loud based upon the computer's main volume. So if you take the volume level and push it all the way up on that computer and then hit play, if it's technically loud, that's good. Because what happens is a student's going to use headphones all the time listening to this stuff, and you have to have a large variety of change between the lowest and highest waveform. So that student can, let's say you have a classroom filled with students listening to audio or video, sometimes headphones with their music in the background. Technically, students nowadays listen to audio via music and listen to my content at the same time. They're that in depth and actually understanding of computer related stuff. Okay, so they're multitasking people nowadays. So if you ever yell at a student for listening to audio, you don't even know. I've seen how much they can actually multitask. It's scary. As long as they get my work done, I don't really care what they listen to, as long as the work actually gets completed. So that waveform being a large change, they can listen to music and listen to me and have some background music if they wanted to. Alright, so that's a little bit about waveform and how it should look and making sure that you actually have good waveform. Enjoy, and let's move on to the next video where we talk about resolution.